Hi, this is In Bed with Jen Jajeh, and we are here today with the awesome writer-performer Beth Lisick. Beth, you have the most comfortable bed I've ever been in, actually.
Thank you. I know, I like it too. I got it, it was a family hand-me-down.
Oh.
It's totally comfortable. It's the most comfortable bed I've ever had in my life.
And you have like a grown-up headboard and everything.
I know, first time I've ever had a headboard.
I feel like that's like the next step for me.
Yeah, you gotta turn 42 first and then you get a headboard.
Oh,
so you gotta wait a while. Yeah.
So I was really interested in your self-help book.
Yeah, it was a book where I did a new self-help program every month to see if I could improve my life. And
were you totally earnest? Like you really were doing them, or you were?
Yeah, well, I was trying to really do them because and it was definitely a skeptic's approach to it.
Yes,
but I was like, I'm being a total jerk. Like I'm being like oh, self-help stuff is stupid, and they're all a bunch of scam artists. And I was like, you know what? Millions of people buy these books. Like, are millions of people idiots? And then some people say yes, they are, and I say, well, maybe I don't think so. There's got to be something there. So I read all these books and then tried to incorporate the advice.
We were talking a little bit before about the autobiographical nature of your work, and I find that interesting because to me there's so many things about responsibility to the people who you're representing, and how much of a version of yourself is that, or how much of a version?
Yeah, I mean, I try when I write stuff, the last couple books that I've written, I really try to keep the stories true, and I am very aware that I'm writing about real people, and if there's anything that I think is questionable, like I wrote about my mother-in-law going to a fisting workshop, and I knew that she would love it.
Wow.
I knew that she'd be fine with it, but I cleared it with her.
Right.
I said, Penelope, is it okay if I say that you went to a fisting workshop? And she's like, oh yeah. So that is one of those. And then you can write about things that you don't think people will care about, and then you hear back from them.
It's interesting because I feel like your energy is how you can do 75 million projects all at the same time and keep them going. Because it seems like you're super prolific and you're always working on something.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is that I made a decision at one point when I was working at SF Gate, the Chronicle, for the website, and this was over, 10 years ago, that was my last day job, and I was like, I'm just going to try to figure out how I can make my life by doing the things that I like to do. So you have to, if you're freelancing, it's like you have to keep all this stuff going, or else then it's like, well, you could go and get a job again and do that. But I just, I don't want to do that. Like after not having a day job, like I don't want to ever have a day job again, And so I just try to do whatever the hell I can so that I don't have to do that.
Wait, so I want to know about this banana thing, because my experience has been like I do all these random jobs too, and it's always weird when people catch you doing those jobs where you're like, this isn't, it's always when someone knows you from a totally different context, like I saw you perform, and then they're like, why are you slicing up samplers at Whole Foods, and you're just like, I'm the sampler lady, just move it. We don't have to have this conversation.
Yeah, well, I've written about the banana suit, so a lot of times when I'm in the banana suit, people will say, oh my God, you're the lady who wrote the story about being in the banana suit. And it's just it's called Fruit Guys. It's a company that my friend started, and it was a dare at first, if I would wear the suit and go and hand out fruit outside. And I was like, that sounds horrifying. That sounds, I'm like, yes, I have to do it. Like, could you imagine being all, no, I'm too cool.
No, I don't do fruit.
Yeah. I mean, just to be like, no, I'm too cool for the banana suit. What a jerk. So I was like, of course I'll do it. I know would be like, oh yeah, I'll go out by myself in Justin Herman Plaza and wear the banana suit and stand there. And there's just something about like people looking at a middle-aged, because my face sticks out of it, right? So it's like, you're a middle-aged woman handing out, and people just look at you like, oh my God, like,
what?
And so that part I really like.
That's the thing for me, that I'm not you. I don't have that, because I'm uncomfortable I'm uncomfortable for the other person more than myself, because they're like, oh, not going so good.
Yeah, but I feel like I exude this energy that everything's going great. Like when I'm in the banana suit, I'm like, clearly everything's awesome because I'm in the banana suit. And, for me, it's like, I feel good about it. And I feel like, I get a lot of hugs, made a lot of friends. But yeah, it's It's a special job for a special person. That's what I like to think.
That is indeed correct. Because, I think people totally, having a hit theater show is like, yeah, that sounds all glamorous and great, but what is, is it paying your, is it paying your rent? Are you making an income off of it? Can you pay health insurance? So I feel like people totally underestimate the, success of an artist.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I have a book that was on the New York Times bestseller list, and that is to me, I'm and I do this banana job. But do you feel like with your show, because you've done it a lot of times, right? And so, do you still feel that excitement and energy about doing it?
It's weird because I will think I don't, and I'll be like, oh my god, I'm so done with this show, and then I'll go somewhere and I will. Before the show, I'll be really excited and peeking out the curtain at the audience, and then during the show, I'll be totally jazzed, and after, I get all these great comments, and then I'm like, yay, I love this show, and then it's good for a while, but then it kind of dips back and forth. I think it's really hard. We were, about performing autobiographical work.
Right.
I think that's also really difficult.
I mean, that's why I want to do a theater show, is because I feel how do you do it? I don't understand that, and that's what the interesting thing is to me, is to do something new and figure out how it's done. But I really just want to tell a funny story about how I got flown to Denver to be in a regional bank commercial, and I had to be a mom doing a slam poetry voice, and it was terrifying, and it was awful, and it really cemented why I don't want to be on TV, why I don't like that whole
Why are you so anti-TV? Tell me about
I just feel like it's super unnatural. I feel like there's something really unnatural about the process, and so just having to do that commercial stuff and all those takes and all that stuff and all the money and all the stuff that's around it just feels really false to me, or I don't understand, I don't get it. But I liked all the characters that were involved in this commercial production. So I just want to tell a story about what it was like to be put in this position in this weird way, and the people that I met, and kind of what transpired in the 2 days that I was there. Just to be funny, and to just kind of be that thing of being a camera, or of just holding up this thing and showing it, and just trying to, and I think that's the thing about writing stuff about about my life, is I like trying to show things as real as they are, because I think it doesn't happen that much.
So where can our fans and friends find out more about you?
I have a website that I've had since the mid-90s, bethlisick.com. I occasionally update that with things. And then that show, the show that I'm trying to put together about the commercial, is going to be, I'm doing that in April, in the end of April. So cool. I will try to remember to update my website with the date.
So look out for her, bethlisick.com. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out thank you
in the brass bed.
For having us in the brass bed. I feel I'm like Goldilocks. I don't want to I'm this bed is the best.
Thank you.
Some porridge. Thank you guys.